Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to continue the series, Kitchen Items that have helped me with my weight maintenance, and talk about vitamin C. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clear Idea link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my recipes and my articles at naturopathicearth.com, my podcast over at The Awakened Man, my books, and if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, we had an episode on vitamin D a couple days ago. In vitamin D, sorry, I'm drinking my tea here, which is episode 1. Vitamin D has a definitive link between a deficiency of vitamin D and being obese. Vitamin C is not so much, but there are some studies that suggest that when you are low in vitamin C, you do get accumulation of body fat. Now that causation, correlation, who knows? Maybe if you're not getting enough vitamin C, it's because you're not getting enough of antioxidants, which are typically from vegetables and fruits, and therefore you're more likely to eat a lot of meat, and therefore junk food, who knows? But either way, vitamin C is one of these where I take it because it's good for overall longevity, not so much because of weight maintenance, but I want to do an episode on it because I think it's important. So vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin. That means you can't overdose on it. You pee out what you don't use. This is important later on when we talk about dosaging. Vitamin C is an antioxidant, so it fights against free radical damage, in other words, like inflammation and cancer, along with, let's say, vitamin A, vitamin E, but vitamin C is kind of the most famous one. All these have like a father antioxidant called glutathione, but we're not going to spend too much time here. So why is vitamin C important? Well, let's talk about deficiency. Most Americans are not deficient in vitamin C. If you know the old sailor problem, scurvy, that's a deficiency of vitamin C, and that was best manifested in bleeding gums. And so what vitamin C does, vitamin C, one of the ancillary benefits of it is that it strengthens collagen. And collagen is one of the things that not only keeps our integumentary system, our skin, healthy, but it also keeps our arteries and veins very strong. So when you have a deficiency of vitamin C, your arteries and veins get weak, and therefore they start to rupture and bleed out, and part of that is bleeding gums. So the classic sign of scurvy was bleeding gums, but you're also bleeding everywhere. Nowadays, we don't see a lot of vitamin C deficiency. I mean, it's pretty much unheard of. Scurvy is essentially unheard of. That's not to say that people are taking enough. Now, the RDA, the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C, is, something like 35 micrograms, and it's way too little. It's way too little. As most of the things the FDA tells us, when it comes to vitamins and minerals, it's way too little. Linus Pauling. I think it's important to spend some time on Linus Pauling. Linus Pauling was an American scientist. He's the only American to win the Nobel Prize twice. And his pioneering work was about vitamin C. And he postulated that high doses of vitamin C, whether intravenous or orally, but typically it's more effective intravenously, had an amazing effect on fighting cancer and heart disease and strokes. For example, look at dogs and cats and animals. You don't see them dropping dead of heart attacks. They don't drop dead of heart attacks. Why is it? They make vitamin C. Humans, we don't make it. We and the guinea pig and a couple other creatures, we don't make it. We have to get it from our diet. So Pauling postulated that high doses of vitamin C could fight against cancer because we know it's an antioxidant, and also essentially eradicate heart attacks and strokes. So when he brought it to the American medical establishment in the 1950s, they called him a quack and laughed at him, and even though his studies were sound. Now, the cynic would say that they laughed at him and they wanted to discount him because, look, there's money to be made from illness. They want you on one level in some chronic state of illness, because if you're healthy or dead, they can't make money from you. So the idea of the eradication of cancer and heart attacks, strokes, aneurysms, or the cardiovascular problems, what would that leave people to be sick with almost? Because those are the big killers of Americans today. So he was blackballed, called a quack. You can read his studies. You can look at his studies. And I think a lot of his studies have been vindicated. So I take vitamin C, typically 1.5 grams or 1,500 milligrams every day. As I mentioned, you can buy these pills, 500 milligrams or 1 gram. But vitamin C is water soluble, so the body uses what it needs and then pees out what it doesn't. And this is why I'm not a big fan of taking 1 gram a day, because your body's going to pee out what it doesn't need at that moment. So the best thing to do is space out your vitamin C. You could take it with rose hip. A lot of people like it with rose hip because it helps. It doesn't cause indigestion. I don't take it with rose hip. It's never bothered me. But I would personally take it scattered throughout the day. When you're getting sick, because that's another thing that we know vitamin C is for, take high doses of vitamin C. Some people would tell you that when you're feeling ill with COVID, influenza, anything, just take 8 grams. Take it up to the point where you start to poop too much. That's how you know you've reached your max point. And this goes back to high dose vitamin C. And we're probably never gonna have an episode on cancer, but high dose vitamin C treatment in America was banned for decades because the American medical establishment tells us the only way to treat cancer is to cut it out, mutilate your body, poison your body, or radiate your body. Vitamin C was not an option, and it's a benign treatment. Again, we pee out what we don't use. But now, there are vitamin C infusion places. Beforehand, you had to go to Mexico or Europe or somewhere else. But high dose vitamin C treatment for cancer, some people would say it's very efficacious against fighting cancer. So look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice here. I'm just telling you what certain people in the naturopathic world would tell you. So in closing, vitamin C, we don't make it. You must get it from your diet or from pills. It's an exceedingly important vitamin. I would take it. I've been taking it now for 20 years daily, and I'm still around. And it helps. It might fight cancer. Who knows? It doesn't hurt because, again, I pee out what I'm not using. And then it could protect me from getting heart attacks and strokes. Great. I want to live a long time for my kids and grandkids, potential grandkids. So take vitamin C. And then, as I mentioned in the beginning, there's some studies that show that low vitamin C may lead to weight gain. Again, it's one of these weapons. We have 100 little weapons that we can use for weight loss and weight maintenance, and vitamin C should definitely be in there. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.